The subject this afternoon will be on bullying in our schools. I think it's imperative upon parents, teachers, and principals, and the community at large to take action to stop this nonsense of bullying. The reason that really get next to me, because at one upon a time when I was in high school, I was bullied several times. And as a result of my being bullied, I took action that I thought I should take, and that was to surround myself with some big guys who were much bigger than I was or taller than I was, who was feared on the school grounds. And these guys like me. I mean, even they used to be with me when I would date my little girlfriend. We used to go to, and of course I lived in New York at the time, and we used to go to Coney Island. And out in Coney Island, I used to take these guys with me for my protection. So if I ran into any of those people that wanted to bully me for whatever reason, it probably has something to do with the fact that I went to school to learn, and I took that seriously. And I think they were not taking it seriously. In my opinion, they should not have been in school, or they've been or put into an alternative school where that bully would be bully against bully, that sort of thing. I went to school primarily to learn and to achieve because I had goals in mind that I wanted to accomplish. I've always believed that I could accomplish what I set out to do, even though I came from a very poor background, son of a sharecropper and a mother who struggled with 8 children, and she tried to provide the best she could. Sometimes when I was a little boy, I didn't even have shoes to wear to the church, and I know that that's not good, or my family would not appreciate me saying it. But when I went to school, it was for no nonsense. That I constantly, because of I didn't have as much as I thought I should have, or I wasn't born in an atmosphere where I had anything. To be honest with you, I thought that one of the things that I could do is to make a difference in the world by giving myself of the world and being a part of the world. I felt that I could do more if I was educated and shown things and cultivated in the proper manner. So therefore, I had, even back then as a little kid, I had motivations in my heart. I should tell you that in the process of growing up, my mother, when I was 13, my mother moved to New York. And there at that time, there were gangs, there were a lot of problems, just probably like we have today, even more so. And I survived, and I did, as I said, when I went to school, I had my own surroundings of people that cared about me as an individual, cared about my girlfriend, and we went forward to places to have a good time. And when people know that you got some muscle behind you, or got people who care about you, you can survive. So I encourage all of the young people who go to school today, try to surround you with people who can protect you. We traveled to school together. We ate together at lunchtime. We came home together. And I found out that those people that bullied me soon stopped the bullying because they were afraid what possibly could happen in that process. I wasn't taking any garbage, and neither was my friends. And we survived this thing, and I think that bullying is becoming a subject of stopping kids from learning, stopping kids from being the best they can be, and I think that it's stopping kids from whatever their goals might be, the motivation they have to continue and to finish school. And therefore, we as adults have to help our kids, Have a relationship with your child so that your child will confide in you and won't be afraid or ashamed that it cannot share what's going on when it leaves the home. And therefore, you would have an up on what is going on when that child is gone. But we cannot have these people who want to bully our children, stop our children from learning because they haven't much desires to learn. They just want to be a bully. Most bullies come from the fact that the lack of, I always found in my experience, they weren't too smart people. So therefore they wanted to find something of importance, and that is taking advantage of somebody who was more important than they thought. They want to bring them down a peg or two, stop them from being the best they can be. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a serious, serious problem in our schools today. And we as adults, as I said before, must stand and be accountable to this sort of thing. This gun violence that's taking place in the community, in the playgrounds and so forth that we hear about in Chicago and other places must stop. These killings that's taking place of children in Newtown and in Colorado, in the movie theater, we've got to stand up and we've got to stop this sort of thing. It may be that we can't have to cut out some of this gun violence in the movies. People get turned on. I will tell you now that I do not play those kinds of movies that have guns and shooting and spilling blood, and to me that is not proper entertainment. It doesn't entertain me, and I will not be a part of that, and I would not let my children be a part of that. You must not let your children be a part of these things, going to theaters, these PlayStations, and with all of this gangster and killing people and taking people. We've got to stop indoctrinating our children to meanness and bullying and all of that and taking advantage of other people. It is not right. We don't need it. We can do better, and we are better people than that. And I'm going to believe that we are because we are. And you must talk to your children. As I said, communicate with your children. Eat with your children at the table. Talk with them. Sit down with them in their rooms, wherever they're sleeping, and say, talk to me. Let me know what is going on. What is what is involved? What is going on? Don't tell me that nothing is going on. What's going on with you? Or what's going on around you that you may dislike? Or are you being bullied? For whatever reason, are people taking your money? Your classroom money that we give you to go to school? If those things are happening, my child, you have to share it with me, your parents. It is important. It is critical. Because it does go on. I've seen a lot of bullying that wasn't for me, but this kid used to go up and they used to take his money that his mother gave him for lunch, that used to go across the streets and buy a hero sandwich. We cannot tolerate this nonsense. It is wrong. It is wrong, and it's stopping the functioning of our traditional educational process. And I want you to join me and stand up, stand up, stand up, and say that I will be one that will participate in this stopping of the bullying of the American child. Of course, we should add that I'm sure that this is not the only nation that we have this violent nonsense and people taking advantage of others, saying things about people. It's terrible. I was reading the other day about a young lady that killed herself because she was ashamed of what happened. Somebody found out she was going with somebody in the school, same to be, and they started putting on the internet or wherever, and she could not handle it, and she killed herself. That wasn't necessary. That was a sad loss of life, and we have to go. I've heard about all of these terrible things. I mean, we must also take into account that the kid that killed all those young people in Newtown, somebody must have knew that there were some motivations for this to be done, and we must stop at water's edge to see a person, and we see a person that has, some very difficult, that's alone, and that talks weird. He must be treated. He must be told. We must tell people about him. I don't care if it's my son. If I see him that he is not well and not doing well, I don't want him to go and kill other children or bully other children or make life difficult for other people. It is wrong. It is wrong where it's in the workplace, in the school, wherever it occurs. It is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. And we must stand up, and change the way we do business in our educational system, even in the workplace. I've seen it in a workplace where people are taking advantage of somebody because somebody is more aggressive and moving forward and getting things done better than they are and is moving up the ladder. Some people respond to that in a negative way. And that must not be. That is wrong. And we've got to call it out when we see it. Call it out. And getting back to our children, it is so important. You cannot realize how important it is to a child to be scorned by some stupid person who wants to make his life a miserable hell. I will not be a part of that. It is not what I should be doing, and it's not what you should be doing. You should find out the difficulties of this child and say it will not be. And if you have to go to school with that child yourself to let anybody know, no, don't physically fight anybody. I saw that too on a bus once. Don't physically fight anybody, but there's ways to bring that to the attention of the principal. And if he doesn't do anything about it, you bring it to the attention of the police. Whatever you need to do to stop this bullying of your children or the children in your schools, it must be done. It is stopping the education. My understanding, I was told that we are 16 in the world and learning of education. I know that we've had many things, we had many approaches to developing our learning to make it more inclusive to all of our people. I don't know if it's working or not. I guess to some degree it's working. But I know the president had a program, and a race to the top, I believe it's called. I don't know if that works, but I think that what happened and the way that things work is charity begins in home. I've always believed that when Mother told me that from the Bible, that we have to learn to start dealing with ourselves. You should also, not everybody, but people who are interested in politics, they should get on the school board and be a participant, a good participant, setting policy for that community, wherever it may live, and bullying should be on top of your agenda. And if everybody takes it and moves it to the forefront, that's when it will stop, ladies and gentlemen. It can be stopped. It can be dealt with. It is your obligation to see that such things doesn't occur. Education is extremely important for our world, for our further development. Yes, I want to see it stamped out in my lifetime and in your lifetime, and I think that it's all possible that it can be done.